Hello, everybody, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
So we are setting up on, we have a number of new things, and I think that some old showbiz person would tell you you should try all the new things all at once at the exact same time, because that way there's no margin for error, and you can fail on a spectacular level. So, without further ado, this is the first episode of Off the Rack here on ComicPop Returns. I want to thank everybody for being here, for joining us on this live edition of Off the Rack on this new channel. Welcome, Tiffany, to this new channel.
Thanks.
I mean, this video has actually, we've been uploading Off the Rack to this new channel, but now it's one-to-one. Happens here, stays here. That's it. This is a comic book review show where we take the books of the past week, recap them, review them, tell you what we thought about them, and then give you recommendations for comics that are coming out this week we think you should pick up. And we have a special extra thing going on. We are going to be joined in a little while by Uber writer and artist Daniel Warren Johnson, who is going to come by to plug his book, Beta Ray Bill Issue 3, which is coming out this Wednesday from Marvel Comics. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to kind of like give it kind of a variety show feel, like a little like a late night talk show thing, like musical guest Daniel Warren Johnson.
He's like, I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready
he is.
for
He's
that.
like, burn. He is. He's very ready.
We're not ready.
No,
because it would be too awesome.
It would be, yeah, my face is not prepared to be melted off by the rock that is Daniel Warren Johnson. But I think I can handle a little bit because I've been tempered thanks to Wonder Woman Dead Earth and your Extremity experience to actually experience at least the comic area of D-Dubs, as he's known. By people who are not me. So, also this show is sponsored by you. If you want to support today's episode, use Super Chats and ask a question or comment, like always, but this time, new channel.
But here,
that's all.
Do you smell that new channel smell?
Right? Like, look, the Real Zoobs popped in, said they're testing the Super Chats. Thank you, the Real Zoobs, which is you.
Listen, someone had to test the Super Chats because we didn't realize it wasn't enabled.
We needed them tested.
So I tested. I wasn't going to ask someone else to do it.
No,
I'll do it.
Yeah, but Brian Rollins.
I was the first Super Chatter.
You were the Super Chat. The first one. Congratulations. You beat Brian, who, by the way, really, really wanted to be first.
I'm sorry, Brian. Mine doesn't count. Mine's crap. I won't pay him. I'll
you already did. It's already deducted.
I'll ask Google for a refund.
Brian Rollins, live off the rack, and the new channel and a new logo. You guys are doing great. Love all the live shows. Thank you very much, Brian. And thank you, Tiffany, for whipping up the new logo. Tiffany put together the visual look that is ComicPop Returns. She actually designed the off the rack, the Elseworlds Exchange thumbnail that you see on this channel. She also designed the icons that are on the audio version of both Off the Rack and Elseworlds Exchange, and that's where we got the idea for the color scheme.
Yeah,
going a little more orange.
Yeah,
and so we're leaning into that here on ComicPop Returns.
We are.
Yeah. Danielle has a super sticker. Thank you very much. StreamYard has still not figured out how to show you stickers, but
we saw it.
We saw it, and it's awesome.
And we liked it.
It's true. So thank you. Also, thank you for moderating. We really appreciate it. Salem's Station Podcast. Congrats on the success of the new channel. First time catching you guys live. Any chance you guys will do the Terrifics or DC's Fantastic Four? No, probably not. Not unless there's a show or movie that's coming out with that name.
Oh man, what if we did a GBU about like DC, like Marvel, like
Marvel and DC like ripoffs or something like that. I love that idea. Yeah, that sounds great.
Thanks.
Danny Ollie also with a great super sticker. I saw him. It was hilarious and cute. Thank you. And yeah, there's more, but let's talk more about what we're going to be doing today. Today, we're going to be talking about books, but we're also going to be talking about movies. We saw We saw a movie that we're going to review, and we watched a trailer for a movie that is coming out in November. I think you may have heard of it. It's called Eternals. It's my least anticipated Marvel movie of all time, but
why you gotta be like that?
Well, just because I don't like the Eternals. I find them horribly boring. But that does not necessarily color my opinion of the trailer. So we'll talk about that when it happens. JLI Wheels sending money to my favorite channel from my hospital bed. Well, hopefully you'll get well soon, man.
I hope it's like for something kind of fun.
Yeah, like your tonsils being removed or something.
I guess I was thinking like you had a crazy adventure and they're just checking up on you.
Yeah, well, stay well, man, and hopefully we can comfort you a little bit in the hospital. Neil Bradley, today I turned 29. So have a birthday donation. Keep up the fantastic work. Neil, thank you so much, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you for super chatting us on your birthday.
Right. That's how it works. When it's your birthday, you give a gift. But thank you, Neil, and happy birthday, man.
I hope you had a great day.
Right?
Also, happy 29.
Seriously. Last year of your 20s.
Don't make it a big deal.
Silvery Cricket. So in the ComicPop multiverse, are we going by Marvel or DC rules for CPR, or are we getting weird and going dark multiverse? No multiverse, man. This is all part of the same universe. This is like the Madripoor of the Marvel universe. We're just a floating island. It's gonna be coming over here. You know,
I don't think I can survive the Madripoor of ComicPop.
Yeah,
that seems dangerous,
right? Well, it's not.
Okay.
Or maybe a Tillin. How about that?
Okay.
It's the Inhuman City.
We could go dark multiverse.
I would rather not.
I'll dye my hair.
Abraxas, ISO, been watching you guys forever, and I'm always going to be here to watch you grow. I can't wait to see where the future leads. Thank you very much, Abraxas.
Thank you.
Great poll, by the way. Good name. So let's jump into some books.
Let's do it.
So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I don't want to take up too much time on any one particular thing.
Okay, that's like Sal's warning to me. Got it.
No, but that's me too. That's my own personal warning.
Listen, I ramble.
Like I read Legends of the Dark Knight.
Yes, you did. Oh, look at it, it's there.
Yeah. Chapter 8 of Lodekin or whatever. I always love this series, although I was very not a big fan of it when it launched, because it was not great. But then starting with issue 6 or 7, issue 7, we got Stephanie Phillips and Max Dunbar doing this, what turned out to be 2-parter story about Batman and him kind of fighting the Penguin.
Okay.
And the art's fun, story's cute. It's a 2-parter, no commitment, worth checking out, I think.
How much is each issue?
It's $1.
Okay. So for $2, you get like here's like a kind of like a one shot.
Yep. And cool. Alfred's still alive. You don't have to worry about it. And it does that amazing thing. Stephanie does an amazing job of introducing a new character, new villain, but making it cemented in the Legends of the Dark Knight format, and doesn't tighten it up. So big props to her for that.
Okay.
Also, but it's neat. I was like, all right, cool. What else you had? I
read basically everything you did except Wolverine. And I don't think I read everything you did, because I think you read some stuff I definitely didn't read.
Sure. But let's talk about Wolverine then.
Yeah, I read Wolverine number 12, which is kind of like rounding out Wolverine for right now before the Hellfire Gala.
Yes.
Like, we're like, hey, wasn't Wolverine dealing with Dracula? But he's got to go to the gala.
Right.
So let's finish that on up. Written by Benjamin Percy with art by Scott Eaton. This was fun. Like, listen. I'm
You listen.
I'm trash. I like vampire stuff sometimes. Okay. I'm just
trashy about liking vampires.
Not all of them, but like occasionally I'm just like, oh yes, please sign me up for something garbage.
It takes a lot of work to get me to like a vampire.
That's fair. I think that's totally fair. And I don't know if you'd like this necessarily, but like I had fun with it. I mean, Dracula's in it. Dracula's got his whole like thing where he's like, hey, not only do I want to be like recognized by the world as like the vampire nation or what have you, but like also like if we could get Wolverine's body in here and like study it some more, we could all walk in the day, eat a blade.
Yeah, screw Blade. Let's make Wolverine vampires.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Wolverpires.
So they try to like give you an explanation of like how like what the vampirism does, and there's still like that like thing I have an issue with where basically they're like, listen, like a human like red blood cell has like a lifespan of like 120 days, whereas like a vampire's is almost like immediately dead, and that's why they have to continue to feed, because it's like this dialysis. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't circulate blood through your stomach,
right? Yeah,
whatever.
Because that's how you drink blood.
Listen, there's like two mentalities for me when I'm like, thinking about these things. Like I'm thinking it through because you started explaining it to me, so now you've triggered me to start thinking about it more so. And then there's the part of me that's like, whatever, I just want to watch like cheesy camp. Let's do it. There was that vampire Hunter Louise who had been bitten by a vampire the last issue where we found out she was, and so Wolverine's trying to help her keep that in check. So they end up going to Krakoa to see if they can do anything for her, and they can't. They're just like, I can't fix this. And I was like, oh, whoa, vampirism more powerful than anything Krakoa can do. Krakoa's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
This does not affect me. I'm an island. But they do make her like a sweet, like Forge creates her a sweet suit that lets her like walk around and like helps to control like the life cycle of her red blood cells, or like helps to like control
keeps her from being a vampire. Yeah,
and like gives her like a dope helmet and like a fun UV blade.
Okay,
that she can swing around and kill vampires with. This should be about the time where Blade's like,
"What are you doing?"
Excuse me.
Yeah, don't you know Jason Aaron's trying to make me a big deal?
Excuse me. Could you please not?
Yeah, could you not?
Thank you. Could you not? I am the Daywalker. I kill the vampires.
Right. In the day.
No one uses me.
Except for Jason Aaron, who's now I'm an Avenger, bitch.
Omega Red had been like implicated in Dracula's hunt for Wolverine.
Okay.
He's like listen, they own me. He comes around, he comes to Krakoa.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, they own me. Wolverine's like, get out of my face. He's like, no, listen, this is what they want. They want you, Wolverine. And like, I got a plan. And the plan is like basically to give you up.
Right.
And so then like we see Dracula at like some like party that that you would hate.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And like he reveals
looks like a room full of vampires.
It's a room full of vampires.
Is that a Dracula?
But essentially he wants to make his big reveal that it's like, I've
got Wolverine. We're gonna live forever.
Basically, Dracula's like, hey, I'm the one who figured this one thing out, and then I did this other thing, and then I figured out if we got Wolverine, like I'm awesome. Yeah, let's give it up for me.
Right?
Like he has zero hype man.
That's weird.
Dracula's like
his goblin vampires. They're like.
No, he's like his own greatest hype man, and then he reveals that they have Wolverine in like a back-to-tank style container, right, and they're like, "Check it out! Yeah, we're gonna."
It's the cover of the book.
We're gonna do it. It's gonna be awesome. And then all of a sudden, all the vampires are like, "I don't feel good."
Wolverine reveals that he's like, I ate a whole bunch of Italian food before I got here. So suck on that, vampires. Yep. Garlic's coursing through my veins.
No. What they reveal is something kind of worse. What they reveal is the plan was they had the 5 make a clone of Wolverine without any brain capacity. All it has is like certain spinal functions to make it look realistic enough, but there's like nothing in there.
Yeah.
And then they tampered with it.
Right. That's horrible.
Trust me, Wolverine has a real problem with this, and Beast is like, I don't understand.
I have no problem with this because I'm a monster.
Well, no, Beast throws it back at him. He's like, you kill people all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to have a problem.
Right, but
this.
I don't abuse my own genetics for the purposes of making a Trojan horse for vampires.
Yeah, and so like they put photonic cells which make their own luminescence because they're derived from plankton, and it, like, you know, wrecks all the
couldn't
vampires.
Just make him like just half garlic, huh? You have plant mutants all over the place.
Well,
gotta make it super.
Maybe they would have
specific.
Noticed that,
right? Yeah,
you know what I mean, like this is
smells delicious
more...
in here. Get them out of here.
Yeah. So they basically win.
Yeah,
and it's like cool. Then
Hickman's like, God damn, this is not what I wanted.
Then in the like follow up, like there's like a little like, hey, what are they gonna do with Louise?
Yeah, what are they gonna do with Louise?
They go to Otherworld to bring her to Sevalith.
What? Okay.
Because they're like, listen, like the reason that like your vampirism's so messed up is because like Dracula's like bloodline is screwed up, and like he doesn't have like children, as he calls them. You guys are all his slaves,
right?
But like the vampires of Sevalith are a little more like next gen, essentially, and so they can help you remove that part of it.
Okay.
And like you can live here, and like it's pretty dope, and it's okay, and like
yeah.
So she like makes a plea for that, and like someone's like, hey, if you're looking for a partner in death, here I am. It's death.
Right. It's death.
I was like, wow, bringing it around.
Yeah, wow. That was cool because it went from like really sacrilegious to this cold status quo to being like intrinsically connected to it.
Yeah, so like
spectacular.
They dealt with Dracula for now. Dracula, by the way, of course, turns into a bat and gets away.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He's fine. Later.
Yep.
Squeak. I'm out.
What a chump.
So I had fun with it, but listen, if you're not into that kind of thing, or like can like find some like humor or joy in the idea of like Wolverine dealing with vampires, maybe this wasn't the arc for you. But I do want to just make a point that they do bring it back around.
It is connected.
It is connected,
and
they bring it back to Otherworld,
right?
You know, which we saw like highlighted in Ten of Swords. They mentioned Ten of Swords in like the editor footnote.
That's awesome.
So
that's cool. All right. I have respect for that.
Yeah.
I really do. Zyko the Psycho says, do you think you'll ever cover Black Adam, the Dark Age, most likely closer to the time of the movie's release? Congrats on the first stream on the channel, and Nightwing and Daredevil continue to be the best. They are. I feel like if if and when that Black Adam movie ever actually comes out, we'll definitely do a Black Adam book. So why not that one? I don't like Black Adam, so it's like any Black Adam book will do for me. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to Darth Paul. Says, I'm poor as AF, but I support subbing and watching. Good work, guys. Thank you very much.
No, thank you so much.
I just wanted to say, you don't have to necessarily support just through super chats and Patreon. We can also just be here,
watching, commenting, punching that like button in the upwards direction.
Exactly.
Super helpful. Apparently.
Zyko also likes Wonder Woman as well. It's a great book. I know you enjoy it immensely.
I do.
Saul says, currently reading the Moon Knight omnibus that came out. How do you think Disney will handle Mark Spector? My guess is he will be a hodgepodge of Mark Spectors, probably less like the Charlie Houston one and more like the Jeff Lemire, fun one.
I hope that it is handled with like a level of maturity based on the shows that we've seen, where it's like, even with WandaVision, yes, there was like like whatever, but there was a dark underbelly to it with like an emotional crux going on there. And then with Falcon Winter Soldier, obviously that was much more emotionally driven with like some sprinkling of sarcasm and humor.
Yes, absolutely.
So like, I honestly don't know.
Right. Yeah. Citizen JP. Oh my God, I finally made it to a stream for the live stream. Hey Sal, hey Tiffany. Hope you all are having a great day. Hope you are too. I'm excited for issue 3 of TMNT The Last Ronin this week. Let's go. I know IDW has dropped the ball when it comes to promoting this book, by the way. Like, you'd think that
maybe they don't need to.
Maybe they're just like resting on their laurels. Why would they though? No press tour, no interviews, no promotion.
They're like, no,
you're buying it.
Or it's like, this is just for the cool kids who know.
I would never.
Makes you feel like you're part of a club.
No business wants you to feel
like
that
you're
way.
a part of like a Foot Clan-esque gang in a dope warehouse that, looking back on it now, is like,
you're
dope?
Playing Data East video games. Demetrius Johnson, hello. ComicPop is one of the major catalysts that reignited my love for comics again. It's really nice to know.
Thank you.
Thank you for your fantastic content. Stay strong, you two. You too, man. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here, and thank you for saying so.
Thank you. I see someone got our reference.
Oh, good.
So I saw someone mention the channel we were talking about before with a room full of vampires.
Yeah, shout out to Druffy. Come on our channel. We'd love to have you. J. Joseph Fraser, Tiffin Sal, hi. A question that you can answer later. What lessons should Disney learn from successes like Guardians of the Galaxy and failures like Inhumans when handling lesser-known properties like the Eternals? Be honest, play it cool.
And have someone actually driving the boat and have real reasons to do things.
Yes. Don't just do it to do it. Have somebody who like really believes in the property, and you'll have a better, stronger product as a result.
Mm-hmm.
Astropect or Astrospect says, have you thought about branching into manga? I'd recommend Chainsaw Man. It's Wolverine but with chainsaws. How could you say no? The only reason why I would say no is because manga publishers are much more litigious, let's say, or liberal with the copyright strikes. And so as a result, we stay away from it just to stay safe. And also it's like not really my wheelhouse. It's more Tiffany's wheelhouse.
Thank you. We honestly do it just to stay safe, because like even like 2020, I read like an article about how like they were trying to crack down on like certain things
more so
than they had been.
And so they were already doing it.
It's just one of those things where it's like, we would love to do it because I think there's like a wealth of like fun stories to do there. There are some that I really enjoy that I'd love to share with the guys, but like, I would hate for it to be like, well, we really wanted to do Attack on Titan, and the whole channel got taken down.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I guess I'll mention that I read Justice League number 61 from Bendis and Marquez.
Yeah.
More on Naomi's planet. There's like a more charismatic Rogolzar character who's been like dominating the entire story arc. It's fine. It's fun enough.
It's Grogolzar.
Yeah, might as well be. I mean, that's like how close we are at this point. But everyone talks like they're Bendis.
I mean, that's like kind of
but everybody
charm.
has that. Yeah. Except like I remember when people were like really complaining about Bendis speak, and I never did, and like it's kind of prevalent here. And it was funny because there was a moment where Batman swung in, and I thought, oh man, that's right. I'm getting Batman Universe Batman in this book. Because Bendis' Batman is a lot more like fun.
Oh, right.
And he kind of is, but he's like still in like a group. Like Batman Universe, it's him one-on-one with different heroes, so he's a little more personable. But he has this moment where like Naomi's like freaking out, and he just says, DuckTales. And she's like, what was that? And he's like, you're not freaking out anymore. And she's like, I'm not. And he's like, I don't know why it works. Anyway, see you later.
DuckTales?
Yeah. And I'm like, you can't use DuckTales. And I guess it's just Batman realized.
Well, maybe wait. Did he say the name?
He wrote it DuckTales, like the show.
Oh, not like
like look at DuckTales. No, Tales.
Is it really even a tail? It's just their butt with some feathers. Think
you
about
didn't spell
that
it
for
with
a
the
minute.
butt. The story's fine. It's cute. It's harmless. There's a lot of Black Canary stuff in there.
I like her.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a genuinely fun book. It's not breaking new ground, but it's also like, it's better than Aaron's Avengers, I'll tell you that. So, if you're comparing flagship team books starring a whole bunch of superheroes, if you had to choose between JLA and Avengers, and I guess I'll take Justice League at this point.
You're going to spend more on it because you get the backup.
You do get the backup.
Which I did read.
Which you did read.
Which was fun. And
this is who? Ramvi?
Yeah. And I think, I don't know if it's still Zermanico. Yeah, whatevs. I don't want to say whatevs because I was like crediting the artist, but yes. I don't have it up in front of me right now. But it's just continuing this like mini story that they're doing in the back about like, Merlin trying to find his book. Like he wants to find his book and like it doesn't exist any longer. And so like at first I was kind of like, where is this going? Like, what are we doing with this? And then they do something that's like really clever. And I was like, okay, yeah, you got me. Like, remember he went and got that manuscript that he wanted, and like he started like bringing it to life because essentially he's looking for a manuscript that has a library or access to a library that has every book ever written, not to be confused with the library in Dreams Realm where it's every book that hasn't been written or finished, whatever. So he's gonna go get his book there. And I was like, oh, clever. That's it. It is Zermanico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I'm glad. Are you glad that Justice League Dark has survived this way?
No.
Are you glad that there is a Justice League Dark at all, as opposed to nothing? Because that's the thing. It's like most people go like, I can't believe it's like this. And it's like, you could have this or no. It's this or nothing.
I know it's this or nothing, but I don't feel like I there was a certain scope and grandiousness to the previous book, and not just because of what Tynan was doing on like the larger scale and what Ramvi came in to finish up and then started telling new stories, but because of the fact that it was an individual issue, you knew that like something bigger could be told if you wanted to. You can still tell a small story, but considering the fact that it's like only X amount of pages per backup,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
I hear you. Raj Patel says, hey guys, it's nice to see the Wonder Woman and Superman books getting a lot of love from fans. Surprise, surprise, Flash is great too. Disappointing the last Ronin isn't getting all the press it deserves. I mean, like Tiffany said, I'm sure people are buying it. I'm sure it has crazy pre-orders because they wouldn't screw up this badly if it wasn't already doing well. If they weren't already like resting on their laurels, like Tiffany pointed out. And thank you for your support, by the way. Okay. Mastuz, I'm sorry. Says, greetings from Poland. Well, greetings to you. Dobra, no janky. I really don't. Mateusz could be. I really don't want to pre-post OMD Harry stuff in Spencer's Spider-Man. Keep the pre-post crisis BS away from my Marvel comics. I'm excited. I'm excited about it, honestly.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why by talking about, I guess, Amazing Spider-Man number 66 from Spencer and Bagley. The big fallout is it's like Bagley went like, or Spencer was like, oh right, yeah, I got to deal with that Kindred thing. You know, that whole arc that like I just squandered that didn't go anywhere. I guess I'll finally deal with that. So like he throws all the other stuff away. He gets to Kindred, and Kindred's like, "Screw you, Dad! Nah, I hate you. I'm definitely Harry Osborn, even though I've never taken off a mask." And then they reveal that like there is a Harry Osborn in his dungeon. There's another Harry Osborn, which is exactly what I said would happen, which I'm actually kind of pleased about. The idea being, I was always like, Harry Osborn that showed up after Brand New Day is a clone. And that the backstory for how he survived his iconic death from Spectacular 200 was it was bullshit, and that they just cloned him. And I knew that was going to happen because I know how much Spencer loves DeMatteis's runs and wants to get justice for them, such that he literally made sure pages from his run with Buscema were in the series.
Yeah.
So yes. That Harry Osborn, that's the Harry Osborn from Brand New Day onward.
Okay.
It's supposed to make you think like, what? Two Harry Osborns? Oh, Kindred must be a liar. No. Harry died. His soul went to hell. They made a new clone. Boom, there's Harry. He's fake and stupid, and you can kill him. Real Harry's in this in the centipede body. Fine by me.
You don't want to be in a centipede body.
You do not. It was so silly, by the way, when he's knocked down and Norman's picking him up and he's got these centipedes on him. And he's like, Harry, I love you. And he's like, and I'm like, this is so stupid.
Meanwhile, I'd be like across the room. You're doing great, Harry.
Great job. Get away from me.
You're doing great. Once those things clear out, I will definitely check on you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What'd you think of Wonder Woman or Wonder Girl #1 from Joelle Jones?
I think it's a stunning book.
Isn't it?
Like,
it's just the future state Wonder Woman book, but now, and she's Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
Because there are at least 2 Wonder Women, if not Hippolyta also probably being Wonder Woman on Justice League eventually. Yeah. So, yeah, Wonder Girl. And you know what? Screw it. Why not?
Listen, I don't want to knock the story in this,
but it's secondary to the art.
It is.
Yeah, I couldn't care less what was happening.
I definitely,
beautiful.
I definitely cared what was going on, but I was so struck by like
just everything,
the art, the color palette, the everything. It's just such a great looking book. Like almost like I'm like, is this real?
Right. Yeah, and then it's funny because it's pretty like grounded, and then you get to the last page, and it just goes like, oh right.
Yeah.
And it does remind you of all the things you saw in Future State's Yara 4 book.
That doesn't bother me at all.
But I'm like, yes.
Yeah, cool.
But you get the that full page, last page was amazing looking.
It's so good. I got one knock against it.
Oh God, well, we have digitals, so the guided view did not help with you got to turn the book sideways. I'm like, what is it, 1994?
Yeah.
I thought, ooh, maybe it's doing a thing like in Capullo and Snyder's Batman book during the Court of Owls, where it's like you got to turn the whole comic and it's becoming this labyrinth. Nope, I wanted to have 3 full images in one page.
Yeah.
It wouldn't give me 2 extra pages to fill, so I just turned the whole thing on its side.
Yeah, that's my knock, because that's not something I dig. I do love that it's like we're in an era right now, or in a time period in which Wonder Woman is obviously on her own super amazing great adventure that I'm really enjoying.
Yeah.
And so you have this character coming up who is going to be influenced not by her initially. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like we've got Hera, we've got Nubia, and we have Artemis.
Yes.
Wait, is it Artemis? No, we have got Queen, because Artemis, they mention Artemis.
Yes. Yeah, Artemis was with the Brazilian team, I think.
Yeah, but we don't see her. They just mention.
Yes, they mention her. That's why I thought
it's
of
Queen Faruka.
Thank you.
So I'm like, it's just cool. And like, I love the type treatments within it when they like go to a location and like the stylized art around said type treatment for the location.
Yep.
And the story's just fun. Like, listen, if you liked Yara before, you're going to like Yara here. She's just
I like her more because she's like getting her bearings. Like she's still prepared. Like she's more relatable because she's just kind of like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. I love these intro pages.
Oh God.
The intro pages are just gorgeous. They're, it's a 2-color scheme, complementary color looking thing, just super dope. Relies totally on her line art and her ability to render a form and emotion.
Which is, of course, impeccable.
Woman can absolutely draw a child, no problem. Like this little Yara.
Yep. Like, that looks like little Yara, not mini Yara.
Nope, just looks like little Yara. I love Yara's interaction with the woman on the flight when they're talking about their Brazilian heritage tours. And how I think we've all probably been on both sides of that, where you're talking too much at someone and not getting the hints. And you're on the other side of that, where you're like just trying to be polite.
Yes.
Yeah. When they get there, she's like, oh.
Oh, God. Yes, that poor old lady.
By the way, that poor old lady like dragging her suitcase. Yara is just so.
She's not helping her.
She's not helping her at all.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great issue.
It's a great issue. I'm looking forward to seeing more from this. I'm sure, at least. Catwoman's also in it.
Yeah,
she's got a panel. You gotta put her in there. But I'm sure fans of the Catwoman book are missing her on art in particular.
I would.
But I'm sorry. I'm happy to have her.
But yeah, well, I'm sure she's happy to be with this new character anyway that she helped create.
Yeah.
So yeah, big recommend. Kit Kat Sneak Attack, DuckTales, my favorite air conditioning reality show. Yes, close next to Duct Tape. Punk Pirate, or Punk Pinata, I should say. I don't know why I made you pirate. He's like, damn it. Should have gone with pirate. Now I'm a pinata. Hey, you two can't stick around for long, but the Justice League run. As an Aquaman fan, I have to say, by God, Arthur, can you please wear his shirt for crying out loud, man? No way. Got to flaunt it. He's also got tribal tattoos and look like Momoa. Got to get that brand synergy going.
He's like, look at my chest.
Yeah. I mean, they all have beautiful chests, so it's not like any one. It's not like Arthur has them anymore, but he also, it is, he swims. So he gets that muscle, that special muscle that like no one else can get.
He's like, and you got to look at it.
You got to look at it.
You have to.
Yeah. Michael Dancy the third or second. Maybe do a manga review within the Off the Rack or GBU, so you wouldn't have to show images and get copyright strikes. The population would enjoy that. Maybe
you should watch our episode of Junji Ito. Then,
yes,
because we did. I made the guys read 3 Junji Ito stories.
Yeah. Good episode. Elliot Troy, heard many good things from you on GBU and the like about Brubaker's Cap first volumes this week. Very much enjoying it. Do you still enjoy it? Yeah. No, Brubaker's Cap is gorgeous and amazing. I mean, like, it's Epting's pages, so it's great looking. But like, Brubaker got it with Cap and told a really cool story, and I think helped put Cap back on the map. Patrick Kuhlman, love the channels. Sorry that I can't afford more. Don't worry about it, man.
No, dude.
You're here, seriously. Paul. Don't worry about it. We're lucky to have you.
Thank you.
So did you read Fantastic Four at all?
No.
Well, I will just say I read Fantastic Four Life Story #1. This was cool. It felt very much like a regular, like a season 1 Fantastic Four book. You know, like, here's Fantastic Four and everything about them.
Yeah.
It's written by Mark Russell with art by Sean Izaksky or Isaacs. Anyway, this is the 60s when they were invented, and it's just their origins, and it shows you like the relationship between basically Ben and Reed, and how that happens. Changes a lot of things, takes some liberties, but overall, fun story, neat idea. Not as powerful as Life Story Spider-Man when it's first, foray into this format. Because it's like, Zdarsky and Bagley gave you Life Story Spider-Man, changed the game, introduced this concept. What really was going to sell it was the next one.
Right.
And it makes sense to do a Fantastic Four for the next one.
Sure.
Honestly, I think it's great.
You say it's not as powerful, but do you think it's because you are also a Spider-Man fan?
Maybe.
Like that character means more to you, to have someone like get it in that way spoke to you?
I think so, because here's the thing. The Fantastic Four issue 1, a lot in it. It's a lot jam-packed, and I love what they did with Galactus. Good stuff.
Was Moon Knight in it?
No. What? Yeah, despite that weird cover, because I showed you, we were telling you, why is there this crescent moon?
Yeah, last episode.
So weird. But what they did with Galactus and the art with him, great stuff. I loved it.
Okay.
Neat idea. So you read Shang-Chi.
I did.
#1.
Yeah.
Versus the Marvel Universe. Is it actually called Shang-Chi versus the Marvel Universe, or is it just called Shang-Chi?
I would say it's that, but I think what they're definitely doing, it feels like they're doing that thing that comic book companies have done in the past, where they are hedging their bets.
Yeah.
And putting characters in that they know will help to push the book forward.
Yeah, makes sense.
A little bit. And part of it could be because maybe they're concerned about sales, and part of it could be also just that Shang-Chi is a character that not a lot of people know. Like, they've heard the name before maybe, but it's like being tossed into his lore, regardless of how much it may tie into another character.
Yes.
Without someone coming in or like something relatable to ground you, you might find yourself being like, I'm not going to get into this.
No,
you
totally.
know what I mean? I'm going to apologize immediately for my pronunciation of the writer here, but it's Jean Luen Yang.
I think so.
With art by is it what I think it is?
Right? I mean, if you spell it like Nike, it's Dike?
Yeah, Ruan
or DK?
Yeah, that I wasn't sure.
I don't know.
Anyway, love the art in this. It has like such a cool look to it, and like that look has like a traditional, I don't know if it's done traditionally. I was really trying to figure it out, like a like watercolory gouache look to it, but like sort of with like I don't want to say like cartoony, but like there's just something a little different about some of the faces. He does do, I think, a pretty good Spider-Man. There's a great like shot of Spider-Man swinging. It
reminds me
action.
of Quapel Spider-Man, honestly.
A
little
little
bit,
good. A little bit, but Spider-Man's obviously in this first issue, which I thought was funny because you see him on the cover, but like it's not really presented that like Spider-Man's going to be in this. Spider-Man's in this issue.
Yeah.
Listen, they explained that it's like, you know, Shang-Chi was, his dad ran the 5 Weapon Society. He found out about it. Now he's in charge of it. He has like a little sister. This is kind of like, and I'm probably like, everyone's going to disagree with me, but this is what my brain made it out to be. Like, it's like Damian Wayne and Nightwing hanging out together doing things.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, because Spider-Man was a pupil of Shang-Chi when he lost his spider sense.
Yep.
I assume because that was probably the greatest exposure he's gotten in comics in a long time, that they like are heavily referencing that.
Oh, they mentioned that immediately. But yeah, like, so his little sister is like a little girl,
right?
Who's like super serious about like the society,
Sure,
and like what he should be doing,
right?
And he's like, we don't do that kind of stuff anymore,
Right.
Like, he's on a date, and
Yeah,
like she's tracking something down, and he's like, I'm out.
yeah.
So eventually he turns the phone off, and she just shows up with the hood they want to get some information from. Turns out that hood is like
not the hood,
has an herb or like a root, and then all of a sudden this guy has like crazy monster claws, like animal claws. So they find him. Spider-Man shows up. They team up, but like Shang's trying really hard not to team up with Spider-Man because he doesn't want anyone to know that he's kind of in charge of his organization and trying to clean it up and like trying to fix it and trying to make amends for everything that his dad did.
Yeah.
So he's trying like to be like, no, Spider-Man, you're totally good. Awesome to be here. Bye-bye. And Spider-Man's like, no, dude, like I'm looking for a weapons ring. You're looking for like a drug ring. Let's work together.
Right.
So they arrive at a location and like Shang's like, hey, listen, we're good. We got it from here. Spider-Man, great team up.
Right. See you later.
Spider-Man's like,
no way.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I just went with you to the location. You what? No.
What?
No. They find an herbalist, like a medicinal vendor, a shop stall. Spider-Man and Shang go around back to check it out, leaving his sister up front to do what she's gonna do. And she goes in. She's supposed to wait. She immediately goes in, finds out the lowdown on what's happening. This guy, like found this like mythical beast called the Yeren, which he studied and then was able to concoct this root, which would turn people into like wild beast things.
Yes.
Essentially, guess who's going to get affected?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man gets one right on his face, and when he grows arms, he grows extra spider fuzzy arms, like tarantula arms.
Okay.
So they have a fight. They end up like fixing Spider-Man.
Yep.
Spider-Man, of course, finds out what organization he works for, but is like, listen, like I get it, you're trying to fix this, whatever.
Yeah.
But like the next person they're going to run to is Cap. So that's how I think we're going to be doing
each
this.
issue will highlight a different superhero and show you how cool Shang-Chi is next to the other superhero you know.
That said, like at first I was kind of like, okay, like I get why they're doing this. Obviously they want a book to tie in. It's kind of a cash grab, but I also kind of enjoyed it, you know? Like,
yeah,
you know, it's fun being kind of tossed into that side of the pool. I don't usually hang out over there in like some of the more martial art books. So I was like, oh, this is kind of a nice little foyer. Like, oh, all right, check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and those kinds of books need to have good art because otherwise it's kind of like, what's the point?
I really, really like the art.
Yes, it reminds me of kind of like Stuart Immonen a little bit.
Yeah.
Very fluid, very fun. But again, like real, you know, grounded.
Yeah.
But in a comic book style.
Because it has, like I said, like there's some sort of painterly quality to it, even if I'm not 100% that it's traditional or digital. They also do like that trope of like, you know, they're fighting Spider-Man right at the beginning.
Right, and then they team up.
Well, how do we get here?
Yeah, oh god. Let's go back. Great.
Well, I think they were like, we need to get them.
Yeah, no, we got to hook them. We're lucky they picked it up.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And I do feel badly because it's like, obviously both companies know it's like certain characters sell.
Yeah.
And others don't. And sometimes they're willing to take a risk on it. And sometimes they're just like, well, we got to put another character in it to make it work, unfortunately.
Agreed.
So hopefully this series will do well enough that they'll be able to tell whatever stories they want to tell.
Yeah. By the way, Miguel Martinez mentioned, hey, what's up, Sal and Tiff? Love your guys' content. Tiffany probably no more making pizzas. Just mentioning twitch.tv/ComicPop where Tiffany plays video games. Last episode, you played a pizza simulating game.
I played Cooking Simulator Pizza.
Yeah. And did you read Fantastic Four Life Story? We did. Hopefully you enjoyed our review. We're going to take a second in the middle of the show.
Yes, let's do it.
To welcome...
I'm going to let you do this.
Okay. To welcome our special guest. Because... So here we go. Hey, man. How's it going?
Hey. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Warren Johnson, Uber writer and artist extraordinaire. Normally we don't do this kind of thing, but I thought it'd be fun because it's a great opportunity to showcase these wonderful creators who give you the things that you love, and B, to highlight a book maybe that they have coming out maybe on Wednesday they should pick up.
That's true. Thanks so much for the invite at
my pleasure.
11:45 last night.
Yeah, I'm glad you I literally had the idea around 11:42. I sent you an email and I was like, hey man, would you be down for this? Because you're also you're plugged in. You got a YouTube channel.
I do. Daniel Warren Johnson, I think. I guess if you look up Daniel Warren Johnson on YouTube, you'll find me.
Yeah, you'll YouTube. Catch Fridays with D-Dubs, where you do streams and draw.
I want to do more of the YouTube thing, but like YouTube takes so much time. Yes. My goodness.
Yeah, especially if you're drawing these extraordinary pieces that look like they take, and I believe do take, hours of time.
They do. It's almost like if I were to become a YouTuber, that would have to be like my full-time job with like,
right?
It's so you have my respect. Video editor, I'm sure you have been got headphones on, clicking and editing
all day
for many hours. Yeah, I can only imagine.
That is my life. But I bow to you, sir, because I could never produce anything like Murder Falcon, Extremity, Dead Earth, and now Beta Ray Bill. Holy crap.
Thank you. Yeah, so Beta Ray Bill comes out Wednesday.
That's right. Beta Ray Bill number 3.
Number 3.
How many issues is this series?
This series is going to be 5 issues total. Oh. So we're smack dab in the middle, and I'm very glad that Marvel let me go with like an emo vibe for this cover. Beta Ray Bill trying to piece back his broken hammer Stormbreaker with super glue.
Yeah.
I kind of took inspiration from this cover. I was inspired by the lamp scene in A Christmas Story.
Oh my God. Yes.
Where you could tell, like, if you just touch it the wrong way, it's just going to
just going to shatter. Yeah. It's just held together by hopes and dreams and maybe a little glue.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh, I got to draw. This isn't really a spoiler. I got to draw Scourge firing a machine gun. So that was.
I should think that that's something that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Dude shows up immediately. He's just going into how awesome guns are and how much he loves them. And so that's going to be great.
It's fun. There's some scenes in this issue that, like, ever since I conceptualized the series in my head, I knew that this, like, there were, I just have these images sometimes that will pop up, like, while I'm just concepting out a series and thinking about story ideas.
Sure.
And I'm like, wow, if it works out, that would be so much fun to draw. And there's like 3 or 4 instances of that happening in this issue.
Yes, awesome. Because I got to tell you, the last issue we got on the precipice. We're watching, like, cosmic gods guarding ancient vortexes, and of course you got that beautiful like division of Scuttlebutt, and we're seeing like every room.
Yeah.
Now, how many rooms are you personally in? Because there is, right in the bowels of Scuttlebutt, there is a long-haired artist, just dutifully bent over an easel. I have to assume that's just you being like, "There's me doing this page right here."
That's me. It's I like tried to copy my studio that I used to be in as much as I could.
Nice.
And then you'll notice to the above the engines, or above like the exhaust part of the ship, there's Mike Spicer's studio. He's working on some pages. I actually had him text me images of his own studio.
Oh, nice.
And I like copied it as much as I could. And then I texted Donnie. I was like, Donnie, I'd love to draw like where you write, maybe send me some photos and I can like make a little room for you on Scuttlebutt. And he like never got back to me. And I kept bugging him, and he's, he's a busy guy. But finally he's like, dude, I don't have a studio. I just write wherever. So I drew him in the engine room, like on a crappy desk. Like nobody would ever know that's Donnie except me. But yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. Because I was trying to figure out who everybody was. So that does check a box for me.
And then there was also let's see, it was Jake and Murder Falcon from Murder Falcon.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of some other. There's a few wrestling nods in the ship, and there's somebody praying to a painting, or like an homage, like a Jack Kirby shrine with like candles.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can I ask how long it took to do just that one page?
God. So, okay, so the way I work is a finished inked page a day. So pencils in the morning with the coffee, have lunch, come back, and I'm usually inking by that point. And usually I'll be done anywhere from like 5 p.m. to like 10 p.m.
Okay.
Give or take. 10 p.m. is usually like pretty rare. It's more like 6 or 7, right?
Oh, good. Okay.
But a double page spread, it's the same thing. It's just 2 days of work. So I budget. That's how much time I budget myself. So usually I'll be able to pencil everything in a day and I can ink everything in a day. But when you have these spreads that's like so obviously tendonitis inducing,
Yes.
You just have to like, and with all, I had to set up like a really awkward isometric perspective grid where there's like not actually a vanishing point, so you can really see everything and nothing's like going into the distance.
Right.
It took me friggin' forever. So I spent my 2 days on it. And then, the budget, or the time budget, I should say, doesn't allow for me to keep working on it. So it was only like halfway done when I finished. It was like 10 o'clock. The next day comes and I like have to work on the next page after
Yeah.
And then like I'd finish that and then I just like go back and like work on the Scuttlebutt one for like an hour. And it was like 2 weeks of me just picking away at it, which I never do. I get stuff done and I move on. This one, oh my gosh, it took me forever.
Just away. You like finish the whole book and then just finally like they're waiting for pages. You're like, oh, hang on, this one the division of Scuttlebutt, I got to get that out there. And
usually with my kind of art, even with the double page spreads, there's like a lot of energy, and as long as it's clear and it's fun to look at, I don't worry too much about the details. But with a double page spread like that, where it's like all about the details,
right,
you really have to spend time on the details.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. Intentional details. I'm not just like drawing gravel.
No. No, deliberate details. Not the thing that people just assume is there and kind of just move on. Yeah.
Like even like you remember that double page spread in Wonder Woman Dead Earth where the Amazon are like attacking humanity?
Yes.
And there's like the tank and the A-10 warthogs and
of course.
All that. Yeah.
No, that's
so like I have this strategy where like, you really spend some time on that initial, like the characters closest to the camera.
Right.
Camera. And the farther you get, like the less detail you really need to do, because it's all kind of a mass. It's all shapes. And then by the time you get like far enough away, it's just me literally going like this.
Yeah.
I just literally
those are characters that are just that are just the loops. Yes.
Exactly. With like a few little lines up to show like spears.
Sure, yeah.
I got all the shortcuts, guys.
Good.
But with that spread, there were no shortcuts. It was just me. It was fun, but and a different change of pace. But yeah, it took me a while.
Excellent. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already picked up Beta Ray Bill, you should. 5 issues, not much of a commitment. Gorgeous book. This is one of those things. All the Johnson books need to be like in that beautiful oversized IDW print. Like
agree.
But then problem is you don't get that Mike Spicer colors,
and he is killing it
because he is, man. How many books is that you guys now together?
Oh, it's Extremity and up. So Extremity,
wow,
Murder Falcon, Wonder Woman, and now
Beta Ray Bill.
Well,
I can't wait for the next thing, man. I gotta tell you, from what we've been introduced to your work to the last time you came on this, one of our channels here, you were kind enough to tease the Thor alien variant cover that you did.
That was really fun.
Which, oh my god! So let's pray to the xenomorph gods to get you on one of those alien books, because let me tell you something, that is what we're waiting for.
Put me on an alien one shot, Marvel.
Oh god, yes,
Space Marine alien. No
that
story.
One shot would be a freaking bomb.
No story, just like survival, like just Marines trying to not die. Oh,
yep.
Oh.
Yes,
I should pitch Marvel that now.
Yeah, just one book. Just do it, please. Xenomorphs, but for now we'll take Space Horse Thors. Watching Hook, which by the way, great pull.
I mean, so I've always kind of felt like Beta Ray Bill is like a silver character, and I love those kind of characters, which they're just kind of secondary to like the main hero.
Yeah.
Like Rufio to
Rufio.
Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Or like, Scottie Pippen.
Yes.
Or, I mean, like, look, Scottie Pippen's amazing. So is Rufio. But like, there's Peter Pan and there's Jordan.
Yeah, compared to their betters, like,
Beta Ray Bill, Thor. So that's kind of the vibe I was going for. Very on the nose, but it's one of my favorite movies ever, and I thought I'd throw it in there.
Yeah, I can kind of see where that comes from, because of the color splashes and the just the detail in every single page, in every frame in Hook is just like,
very colorful too.
Yeah, just a different director. Suddenly it's R-rated. Suddenly we get the Hook we wanted. Because he's like, no, I got all my kids to see it. It's like, yeah, but they wouldn't be throwing paint. I'll tell you something.
Maybe that'll be my next like mini fan comic.
Dude,
like
we gotta
R-rated
talk,
Hook.
because Hook 2 is a pitch that the team here and I have been developing for the last 10 years. Let me tell you, and it is dark. So we'll have to talk about it. But Daniel, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for popping in.
Yeah.
Plugging the book, Beta Ray Bill, on sale Wednesday from Marvel Comics. That's the 3rd issue, 2 more to go. And then can we tease the next thing you're doing?
It will be an Image book.
Oh,
I'm working on it now. I'm finishing up issue 5 art-wise, but I'm writing the new book now, and it's going to be awesome. I'm not sure if I feel like it might throw people off guard when they hear it, but trust me, it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. I'm just confident about it. I'm very excited.
Good. Well, you have every reason to be, because by now I think you've created enough good faith with your audience to know like it's going to be dope.
Yeah, so. I hope. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the funny pages.
See you next time.
Thanks a lot, man. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Warren Johnson popping in, plugging the book, Beta Ray Bill on sale. Let's get into some more reviews, shall we? Yeah. Tiffany, thank you so much for being here. Sorry, the reason why Tiffany was not part of the conversation, by the way, was because we have not set up a splitter for the headphones yet. So we will get that going, so we can have more fun surprise guests in the future.
I had fruit snacks.
You did.
I ate the last of the Star Wars Mandalorian fruit snacks.
Oh, damn it! But yeah. So let's jump into some more, shall we? And then we'll talk about some super chats. I also wanted to mention Daredevil. Obviously, Daredevil from Zdarsky, Chichetto, and Hawthorne. Book still is beautiful, amazing, and spectacular, and web of and everything. It's just great. It's a great series. We see that Elektra Daredevil is kind of developing a sidekick.
Ooh.
I'm kind of excited to see where she ends up. It's funny because Zdarsky is so smart, and he's building, right? And like, Elektra takes in this girl during this King in Black tie-in and has been training her. It's probably been like 3 days, and so she takes her on a mission. And I'm like, this kid. I'm like, you're kind of pushing the suspension of disbelief. This kid would not be ready, and she is not. And immediately breaks one of Matt's cardinal sins. It's I love the way that Zdarsky tells Daredevil's story, because Matt can't be happy, but it's not enough for Matt not to be happy. It's like Matt's world is messed up, and Matt can't, like, even when Matt's not there, things aren't going well. Like Elektra's trying to do right by him and like honor his legacy, and she's fighting a villain, and she's literally like, I can't kill him. It'd be over in 2 minutes if I could just be Elektra, but I'm not. I'm Daredevil. And then the little girl shoots him.
Yeah, I figured.
Just good stuff overall. Also, we're finally chipping away at Matt's like self-righteous bullshit where they're like, you got stabbed in prison, you can't be in prison. You can't do this anymore. This is stupid.
They're chipping away at it?
Yeah. So yeah, hard recommend, obviously,
That's
for the Daredevil run, which has been going on for 30 issues.
Wow. Wow.
I think, right? Is that what I said? 30?
I don't know.
30. Yeah.
Yes.
30 issues. Did you read Heroes Reborn number 3?
Yeah. Because you had it in there.
I did. So let's talk about Marvel's The Flash and this obvious pitch for a Flash book. Because let me tell you something.
He's not just that. I mean, like, they're trying.
No, he's also Doctor Strange.
He's not. But I mean, look. Aaron wants him to be. I think Aaron misses writing Doctor Strange.
Who wouldn't?
Because I thought this was a little better written than the previous issue.
It's funny. I hate this, like all of it, but this was actually like really well done.
Yeah, like I don't like this character.
I don't like this character. I don't
necessarily want to read any more stories about it, but I was like, I gotta hand it to him. Like he's flexing those muscles again, and I'm happy to have him doing that. And I just wish it was on for a character I
couldn't care less about. Jason Aaron wrote it. Federico Vicentini did the art, and let me tell you something. DC better gobble this guy up.
He's good.
Put him on a friggin' art and put him on a Flash book, because he can do running.
Yeah.
He can do speed force.
Yeah.
Characters. How did you like the depiction of Ghost Rider is like the spirit of running or something?
He's still the spirit of. He's not the spirit of running.
He doesn't have a freaking motorcycle. He's just fast.
He's the Ghost Runner.
He's the Ghost Runner. That sucks.
I was so like, that was the point where I was like,
God damn it.
Like I was already not in, and then they got to that. I was like, I've come so far. I have to.
Do you like that Blur fights demon bears?
I do love those bears. What I don't like is there's like one weird tangent of like a piece of like wood or debris or something that makes it look like he has like a weird other arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Other than that, love those bears because they're like chunky looking. They look like a beanbag. I want to lay in them if they're not gonna maul me.
Yeah, we need a huge. That's what we need in the studio is a huge bear beanbag chair.
Yeah.
I kind of like the depiction of Scarlet Witch as like, a bad guy.
The
Silver Witch. Good stuff. Neat idea overall. Like, again, it's frustrating to me because it's just.
And she knows.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
She's like, did I house of M again?
Yeah.
Except she doesn't do that at all.
But she might as well.
She might as well have been like, did I
do that?
Was it me? Did I wish something?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Yeah. But he also outruns Eternity, and I'm guessing that's like another indication that it's elsewhere. Like maybe he's like trying to capture his universe or something. I don't know.
I don't know. That part I didn't know.
There's also a backup with Bullseye, which I don't want to get into. But like,
I've read that. I don't even remember what happens at the end of it.
It just teases that like we're getting the band back together. So Echo is Phoenix. We're gonna get Echo.
Right. Okay.
And it's just like, what are you doing? So again, another hard pass on Heroes Reborn. But I've never seen Vicentini's art, and it's great.
You really enjoyed it.
And honestly, Aaron doing the Flash. Hey.
Could be fun.
Dude could write some speedsters. Not bad.
Could be fun.
Could be fun. So let's talk about Nightwing.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let me get in some super chats first. I missed a couple.
Never mind.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
You know what? Let's talk about Nightwing.
No,
Nightwing.
We can do it.
All right.
Do whatever you want.
Well, I just want to make sure I catch up.
It's your show.
Well, it's our show.
I know.
This is 100% not my show. This is 50% my show.
It's more like 60%.
Yeah.
You do all the setup.
I do a lot of setup.
Just show up.
Well, you know what? People would not say that Back Issues is my show either, but I do set up all that stuff too.
I'd say
so let's jump into the other people. Oh, let's see. It was sorry, I don't mean to leave for dead air. Is it Paul? Did we do Paul?
No, we did that
Yep,
one.
he did. Miguel Martinez.
We definitely did that one when I made like pizzas.
Memento Mori. Here we go. Love all the hard work you guys have been doing. Hope this helps. It does indeed. Thank you, Memento Mori.
Thank you. There's another one there.
Love seeing you. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, we didn't.
We did Miguel.
No, we didn't do above that.
With this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm going in that direction.
Oh.
Kali Frederick says, can't wait for Injustice movie. Hope a series comes too. Yeah. I've not seen anything outside of rumors and like not even rumors. I've heard they're making an Injustice animated movie. That's all I know. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a smart idea. I'm just kind of like, but if you put all the cutscenes from the video game together, you've got a movie. Like, what are you doing that's different? Also, you better get all the voices from the video game. Power's Power. I love one of these little pairs doing exercises. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Troy Harness, congrats on the new channel. Very quick. I am currently reading Irredeemable Volume 1 and Batman Blind Justice, which I highly recommend. Fair enough.
Nice.
Check them out. Joe Zilla, would turning a digital page sideways be more fun if it played a Bill and Ted guitar sound just to play into the nostalgia?
Most things are.
Yes. But no, because I got to lock my screen.
I don't.
It's a pain in the ass.
I just did this. I just tilted it as
Me
much
too.
as I could before
I tilted my head
because
I was looking at my.
I can do it.
Girk Pectus, did you see Army of the Dead? I didn't like it, but I love that Zack Snyder gave two badass stunt women great roles, not another henchwoman or sexy assassins. Or assassy.
It's supposed to be assassin.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
I liked the fact that women were badasses in that movie.
Oh yeah, me too. Yes. That's what I like.
Yes. I think that movie is terrible.
I wasn't a fan, and look, we're not looking for hate, and we're not hating on because the fact is, it's like I said that before, guys. You like schlock. I like schlock sometimes. Sometimes I just really sometimes I want a really great movie. Sometimes I'm like, nah, it's fine. Let's put on the garbage. Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Exactly.
And like I've had an appreciation for it. I think it's definitely its own like genre of film, and like you can love it to laugh, you can love it to just love it. But like this didn't go either way for me, and that's where my problem was.
Yeah.
It like kind of ended up being a forgettable story.
Yep.
which I was like, that you can't have that. You
well,
can't.
it was a little boring. You know, you're watching like if
I shouldn't have been bored.
Yeah, you
And,
got
like,
zombie tigers and like, you know.
Listen, like, you know, I know for a lot of people, like the Resident Evil movies series is like it's a thorn in their side because the fact is you guys want a real,
because this ain't Resident Evil.
It's not Resident Evil, and you want an actual Resident Evil movie. It's just a movie with zombies with the name on it and some characters with the names of people you like.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But that said, I do like some of them. And
Yeah.
so like I'm like,
Especially
even
the more schlocky they get.
The higher the number, the more I like it.
Except for the last one.
Except for the last one. And the first one I like more than the second one. So
the second one's like deliberately is like,
but like,
it's like
around 3, it's like they suddenly realize like,
wait,
are we making
they're
garbage?
a joke.
Oh, okay. By 4, we'll lean into that. 3 will get some peaks, and like that's why I was like, you know, I have some moments in 3 that I'm like, that's fun and stupid and silly and whatever. So like, I should totally be into this.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get there. I don't know.
I agree. Decanaton says more Immortal Hulk, Sandman, or Doom Patrol. Yeah, Tiffany will do a Sandman someday. Doom Patrol, almost certainly someday. Immortal Hulk, yeah, I got Volume 2. Silver Cricket, I've been reading Black Knight. Great introduction to the character. Also, really feels like the writer's actually a fan or done the research. Tiffany, you've really been enjoying Black Knight as well.
I have.
Cy Spurrier.
Did that come out this week?
I don't remember if it came out this week. I think it did.
I'm trash.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I'm a trash person. You set me up for a second. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I knew there was something I missed.
Right?
Literally, did you ever have that like gnawing feeling that I was like, there was another book I had to pick up?
Yeah, I've been there.
That said, I will read it. But no, obviously with you've got Cy Spurrier doing it, who
is great
and is a Brit, and you know what I mean? Like he brings a knowledge and obviously has a passion for characters from England that he can just go for. And so like even if our Black Knight isn't, he's an American.
Yeah.
But like
Dane isn't an American.
They made him.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Huh.
You could let me know. His name's Dane.
I don't know anything about Dane Whitman besides the fact that he is like the.
I don't know why
nephew.
that scared the hell out of me. I was like, wham!
Oh, okay. Well, you bumped it.
No,
That's
I
okay.
smacked it.
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, anyway.
Well, whatever.
But no, there's a certain passion that comes with Spurrier's writing, especially as of late.
Yeah.
Obviously he's been writing comics for a while now, but like I can speak to his more recent works, and like there's just something about what he's bringing to the table right now. It's like he's taking on projects that he just wants to do, and so like he's all in.
Yeah,
all in.
Yeah. Deadpool's intern, thank you for teaching me that I've been pronouncing Shang-Chi wrong, or Shang-Chi. I've been saying it Shang-Chi, not like Sean. Yeah, I've been saying it that way my whole life. And I know that like some people think it sounds like Shanghai, and it could. My thing is, Simu Liu says it's pronounced Shang.
Yeah.
And I don't care enough about like how I pronounced Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not like trying to preserve anything. I just want to be like accurate without being a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've been pronouncing Atalan Attilan my entire life, and I will not change it because it's a fake city, and who cares? It's a made up moon language. I don't care. But if Shang-Chi is actually pronounced Shang-Chi, I'll just change it. Well, don't worry about it.
My example for that is I said mana.
Oh yeah, and I say mana.
Yeah, and
you make you feel better. You have more mana.
I'm wrong, apparently.
Really? Is it mana?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. That's like GIF and GIF.
Well, for me, I'm like
I've been saying
like,
GIF forever,
I'm like katana. I'm like mana.
Right.
But no, I've heard that it's mana, and I'm like
I've been saying mana forever, but I've always been thought to be wrong. So I don't. But like that's another one of those things where it's like.
Well, regardless, like it's those kind of things.
Girk Pectus also says, "I'm glad I have you guys to watch today. I'm having a bad day. I just came back from a friend's funeral. He overdosed while visiting Greece. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Oh, dude.
It really sucks. But I'm glad we could provide some meaning of respite for you. And rest in peace.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. This really sucks. Critic Clips, thoughts on Long Halloween trailer 1 and 2. We'll see. It looks fine. You know, they're doing their new animation style. I'm fine with it. I'm totally cool with it. And I hope it's better than like Hush. And I hope it's like actually accurate, because I really do feel like you could make an interconnected DC universe and still make adaptations that are in that universe without it being weird, or without it being like intrinsically connected to that universe, or have to have Superman in it or something. Like Long Halloween, you could just do Long Halloween and still say it's part of that Superman universe. I'm fine with it.
I'm a little concerned, just based on
how much Joker there is.
Well, I didn't even think I saw the second trailer. I know it came out.
Oh no, the second trailer is not it.
But I'm actually less concerned about that. I think they're just utilizing that. I'm just more concerned about the little changes they made in terms of like costuming and like just kind of the overall look of it. Like obviously I think it's very difficult for them to capture Sale's art style in animation.
Absolutely. They've never tried.
There's like a little bit here and there you see around the eyes of like certain shots, but like he's such a distinct style that really like is so tied to that book for me.
Yes.
That like it's just weird. Obviously they went with a completely different costume for Catwoman than what she's wearing in that
book.
So, and I'm not saying that's bad. Oh no, don't change costumes, whatever. What I'm saying is I'm worried if like that's just the tip of the iceberg for things that they changed.
Yeah. The reality is for me, the reason why I'm totally okay with it is because like they already nailed it. Long Halloween is perfect.
It is.
It's a perfect book. And waiting for it to be an animation is the wrong way to read comics. You are not reading comics because you're reading storyboards that are set up to be the thing that's really happening. No, Long Halloween's perfect. And if they make a fun adaptation, cool. But if it sucks, whatever, I still got the comic. It doesn't change anything.
No, it's true.
Lame Work says, thank you guys for being ambassadors of the medium. It's been a tough week with Mura's passing, but y'all continue to remind us how awesome comics are. Well, thank you, man.
I think it's Miura.
The Berserk creator. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks for every conceivable reason.
Yeah. I mean, like beyond, of course, not being able to
finish
his creative work, but like for family and friends. I mean, that's like,
sucks.
You don't see that coming at that age.
No.
And like, it's sad to lose anyone. When they're creative on top of it, there's always the question of like, what didn't they get to tell?
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know. I hate those kind of, I mean, like every creative doesn't always, or not, most creatives don't get a chance to tell every story,
right,
write every song, paint every picture that they wanted to. But yeah, that is a true shame.
Yeah.
Like you said, across the board.
Agreed. B Black says, do you think there's an intentional connection between the reveal in Way of X and this Heroes Reborn event? Maybe a light or deep connection? I don't know. I think it's just a generational connection. I think the people who are working there were reading comics in the 90s. Car Eternal. Thank you very much for your very generous super chat. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Been meaning to do this for a while. I see no better opportunity than the first stream on the new channel. Well, welcome, man. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming to the stream and making it special. Thank you, man. That's all I had. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you. Someone was just saying it might actually be mana.
Oh.
I'm like, really?
Well, I hope so. Young Goku over 9,000.
Mana. Sorry, my next.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sorry, I said I've trained myself to like say the other thing.
Yeah,
but I like mana.
I just got here. Nightwing. Those colors, the paneling is butter on my buns. Way of X. That ending. Legion being a disciple of Nightcrawler is dope. I'm excited to see more of that. What a ridiculous thing to say.
I read butter on my bones.
Oh,
when like at first, so then when you said something else, I had to reread it. I was like, that makes way more sense than the phrase I came up with, which is nothing.
But I've never heard either of those expressions, but certainly it's not that
language. What I said.
Yes, that's right.
It's butter on my bones.
Yeah. King's Porkle says, I like on back issues when Ethan says, why? And Sal's like, fuck you, that's why. I use that when I'm explaining movies and comics. People subscribe for life. Thank you very much, man.
I think it's King Sporticle.
Oh, King Sporticle. Well, there you go.
I think that's what
King Sporticle. Thank you, man. And also, and my answer for that is not because screw him. It's more because that's the attitude of the people who are making it. They're like, So let's talk about Nightwing. Nightwing 80 came out, and it's understandably amazing. It's great. Let's talk about who made it and why. Tom Taylor, of course, wrote it, and the art is by somebody who I should know by now. I'm pulling it up now.
Hang on. King Sport iCal. Because their name's Calvin.
King Sport iCal. Well, thank you, Calvin. Yeah, thanks, man. King Sport
Based on
iCal.
what someone else said.
All right, well, I'll say that.
We're going to get there,
Bruno
people.
Redondo. There you go. So Bruno Redondo did the art.
He's amazing.
Adriano Lucas did the colors. I'm going to call that out because without Adriano Lucas's colors, it would still look great, but it looks next level.
No, it would be a dope looking book, but like this is like a perfect marriage of like artistic team here, where it's like the artist totally gets it. They're doing a great job on their own inks.
Yep.
And then you have this colorist who comes in who's like, I know what you're doing.
Oh, I see where we're going with this. I like this. Boom.
Yeah, can totally do it. That said, I would also say that Tamara Bonvillain would also do a great job.
Naturally.
Just because I'm like seeing some like similar like color palettes here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I'm very happy with this book.
Yeah.
And the way it looks.
So they're looking to catch the Heartless. Batman, what's it called? Barbara stays over at Dick's place.
Yeah.
Then helps to corroborate his whereabouts, and Nightwing springs into action. He's like, I got to go back to the kid camp, figure it all out. So he calls on his brother, Tim Drake.
Yeah.
And Robin shows up.
Yep.
And so we get a good old fashioned, prodigal son, Nightwing and Robin team up, and it's great.
It's really sweet.
Also, Batgirl's there. I love because Tim's gonna infiltrate the camp because who knows how old Tim is in this universe, and so Tim shows.
Well, he no matter what, he looks younger.
He looks younger than everybody else,
and they haven't seen him yet.
Yes,
like this kid might take a look at Dick and be like, "Whoa, like my dad died right after that. I have an association now," and not want to talk to him.
Yes,
as opposed to like someone new coming in and like just being friendly with the dog because they're like, you got to bring the dog,
right? Because everybody wants to talk to somebody with a dog. Got a great moment in here where they portray Barbara Oracle as like a kind of chibi character. Looks just like you.
I love it. I was like this close to making it my avatar on Twitter, and I was like, no, that's not my art.
That's okay.
I was like,
why don't you tweet at the artist and ask if it's okay?
Look at that sass.
I know, it's great.
I love it.
Ultimately, Nightwing and Tim team up. They punch some bad guys, and the Heartless reveals himself. Like that's the story. But the story matters. But this book is just a treat.
It is
to just enjoy.
It is like from beginning, middle to end. You know what I mean? Like it's another book in which like I'm loving the story.
Yeah.
And
the story's good.
This is actually probably closer in like equal footing than the Wonder Girl book. Because for me, the Wonder Girl book, like the art just is like
next level.
It's just above that story.
Yeah.
And like this, they're pretty close.
Yeah, they are.
Because the writing for the dialogue writing is so smart and so quick and so fits the characters who are saying these things.
Agreed.
I love the fact that she doesn't mention the fact that she's like Jim Gordon's daughter.
No.
Like she doesn't pull that when the cops are there as like a way of being like, really?
Yeah.
You think that like Commissioner Gordon's daughter doesn't know everything I'm supposed to do, say, or whatever to like ensure that you have no case here? Because they had no case.
Right.
They're literally like the cops from The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Except
she was more rich. Yeah. No, these guys are dumb. They're looking for a close. They're looking for an open and shut case. They just want to wrap up.
Yep. So
yeah, I just love it.
Yeah, I did too. I appreciate Nightwing because Dick Grayson, I think he might be my favorite Robin next to Carrie Kelly. But
right.
But
she's not the canon, so it's okay.
So I have to say it's probably him. But I've never really been a Nightwing fan,
right.
And I don't know why I didn't just make the leap, but this is definitely helping me take that leap.
Easily. Yeah. So definitely we recommend Nightwing. Pick it up. Adam Palmore says, thank you so much thank you for being there through so much of life. Well, thank you, Adam, for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm very lucky to have you. Thank you, man. So let's talk about, I guess, the elephant in the room.
We've got nothing else left that we're good.
I know. Well, we got the movies.
Oh, right.
So we're gonna. So you know what? Let's review that. Let's talk about JSA.
Oh, we're gonna keep them waiting. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Let's talk about JSA World War II.
Okay.
The movie.
Yeah.
We got a Blu-ray. We watched it.
We did.
It is it is intrinsically connected to that Superman movie.
Yeah.
The animation style is exactly the same as this and as the Superman movie and as Long Halloween.
What's funny is I did not cue into it being the same animation style, and I don't know why, but like this time around, this felt more like it. Like we're watching it opens, and I'm like, why does this look like the Venture Brothers?
Right, and it does, but it's because it's that style.
Yeah.
Barry goes back in time, or at least he thinks he does, and it turns out, he goes into the multiverse and he goes to an Earth where there is the JSA. The twists and turns, lots of weird stuff in this movie that like makes it not what I expected. Like I expected it to be Barry goes back in time, he teams up with the JSA. It's a well kept secret. He comes back, and maybe like he brings them with him. Maybe they pass on into legend. Whatever the case may be, he returns and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This is more like, yeah, you think that's what's going to happen, and then no. actually he goes to another Earth where the JSA exists. So there was no JSA on
which
his
he
Earth.
does. He does figure that out.
He does figure that out. There's also a mystery that I think will be like extended throughout other DC interconnected animated movies, which is that like there's a surprise character that shows up like around the mid to like midway point, where you're like, what?
Oh, sorry.
And you know, I don't want to spoil too much of this movie, but like, you know, there's some surprises. Characters show up and you're like, what? What?
Yeah. So what I'm struggling with here is that like I didn't not enjoy it.
Right. I did enjoy it.
But I guess it was a strange follow-up to just introducing your new continuity.
Right, is to show you another continuity.
I guess.
Because I was kind of hoping that the JSA was in continuity. I really wanted them to be like the formation, like, you know, to be like, no, it's more robust. And it's like, no, it happened over there.
Yeah, like, again, like, I enjoyed it. And the fact that we get like a bit of a change for a character at the end in terms of like who's going to help form certain things to come.
Yeah, it's like, what?
So like, it's almost as though that was the entire reason to have
that's why they did
the movie.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. We're just establishing this world, its rules, all of that. And then it's like, hey, let's take a character we're just introducing to this world.
Yep.
As a character you already know.
Yep.
And let's take him completely out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Introduce him to a different world.
Yeah.
Which doesn't matter.
Yeah. And
for right now.
And of course, we just ended our cinematic animated universe with a Flash who goes back in time and changes it. It's not the same Flash, or maybe it is. Who knows?
Yeah.
No explanation. I thought that was going to be connected. I thought it was going to be like, this is the Flash from that unit, like from Flashpoint and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back and he's the only one who remembers. Nope.
Right.
Or maybe not. Who knows?
No,
but
it does establish the Speed Force.
Yes,
which
it does.
he was not aware of.
Right. But he must have been in that other universe, like in the previous movies.
Well, yeah.
So it's weird. It's just like, okay.
It was a very like, if you don't think about it in that terms, like they just literally relaunched the animated universe and you're just watching it. It's fun. It's, you know, it's World War II. It's, you know, they're kicking Nazi butt. Like
you get to see highlighted characters that you don't normally see in animation. Hawkman gets a lot of play. Dr. Fate is teased and referenced and appears. You know, Wonder Woman is for center stage, albeit another alternate reality Wonder Woman who's played by Stana Katic, aka Kate from Castle. Unfortunately, doing a Gal Gadot voice. I assume that is like a director from DC where they're like, Wonder Woman now sounds like her.
Right. I
was kind of hoping when I thought it was a flashback that like over time, like Black Widow, she just kind of loses the accent because like, why am I paying for Stana Katic to do an impression of Gal Gadot when I can just get anyone to do that? But that being said, hopefully they stop doing that because I don't like the idea of just copying what they do in the movies. Why would you do that when you are making animated movies? You know, you're making two different things. People understand that. But everyone did a nice job voice-wise. Oh, Black Canary, more her. She's great.
She is. Our Man
is in a movie. He illustrates how utterly useless he is. But everyone does a good job. Like the Steve Trevor voice, like everybody's voice acting is really, really solid. I enjoyed no one felt out of place.
No, they all did a really nice job.
I like the character design for Iris.
Me too. Like she's cute.
Yes.
Like she's just cute.
Right? Yeah, they spent a little extra because like her animation is really good, her facial expressions are solid. I don't know. It just really stood out for some reason.
That was the other thing too that I felt. There was like you're at that quarter mark, like or that 3/4 mark. You got like 25% of this movie left.
Yeah.
And it's like they handed it over to a stronger animation team at that point.
But it's not jarring.
It's not jarring and it's not bad because it's the height of the action. Like you've had plenty of action sequences up to that point, but like it's definitely the height of the action.
Yes.
But like I was like, this is very noticeable.
Yes.
That like, and it's only noticeable in terms of like pitting it against the previous stuff where I'm like, and you cut a couple corners back there. And that's where I was like,
yeah.
Because it looks so good at the end. I was like, wow, this looks really solid.
Yeah. Yeah. I overall I have to say it is fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm happy as it is a welcome addition to the DC animated pantheon, especially if they're going to make them interconnected. But I'm very excited about the idea of them actually executing a plan that I've been pushing for forever, which is it's all connected, but that doesn't mean they all have to reference each other. Like a Wonder Woman story is a Wonder Woman story, Batman story is a Batman story, Superman story is a Superman story. Sure, they all happen in the same universe. They don't have to be there.
Yeah, but they have so far.
Right.
Because Superman is in this.
Yeah, but Superman had his own movie.
Mm-hmm.
And no one else showed up in it.
Yeah, because no one else was established yet.
Yes.
Now immediately we're establishing a new character in the universe, and Superman's in it.
And Superman's in it. And it's that Superman. And they set up like a league. But like, I don't know.
Kind of. They have a handshake.
They have a handshake. But that's good. That means like, hey, Long Halloween will come out. That'll probably be the Batman movie. You know, or two-parter. I think it'll be in this universe. But it's his own universe, his own adventure.
Also, like...
And he's younger because it has to be.
Now Barry has like... he's got a roadmap now of people to look for. He's going to cheat.
Well, old people. They don't exist.
No, but like he knows there's an allegory for himself.
Yes.
He knows an allegory for other people.
Right, yeah. He could be like, hey, Hawkman, I remember you from another world.
Get away from me, kid.
Yeah, go away. Voice for Hawkman's great too. Everybody's great. It was just, it was fun. It was genuinely fun. Weird design for Barry when he's in a profile. Pointed that out.
Yeah, I had
weird like beak.
It wasn't. I didn't think it as a beak. There's just something about the way that they decided to depict the way his mask ended and where his nose was. Yeah. That it made it when he was like to the side, he looked like a skull.
Yeah, and
I was like, that's I don't know.
It's weird.
It's just a weird depiction, and for some reason, it really stood out to me, and I don't know why. I don't know.
Chris Cuerva says, much love from Miami. Are we going to get Thor, God Butcher, or God Bomb on back issues? Someday, yeah. It's not going to be the next Thor book, but yeah. So yeah, let's talk about Way of X #2, shall we?
Yeah.
I'm excited because it's Way of X. Way of X #2.
There it is.
Yep. More of the night. It's the Nightwing book.
It's the Nightcrawler book.
Nightcrawler book. I'm sorry. I'm so hopped up on.
You're enamored by Dick Grayson's butt. You can't help it. Nightcrawler just can't compete in the butt department.
No.
He's got the tail. It gets in the way.
It gets in the way. But this is, of course, written by Cy Spurrier with art by Bob Quinn.
Yeah.
Basically, if you're wondering what the hell Way of X is, it's basically Nightcrawler developing the religion for Krakoa, like he said he would, and then never did.
It's not just developing a religion; it's developing a new path for himself, religiously speaking, because he's begun to realize that his religious views of the world don't line up with what Krakoa is capable of doing. So he's like, well, where do I go now? Because it's been a huge part of his life.
Yes. So Xavier sent him on a trip to figure out where this Omega level mutant was being, triggered. And so Nightcrawler goes to a grave. He finds that it's Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Legion's psychic self appears and like messes around with Nightcrawler, jumps into his head and pulls out a secret hidden thing that was there the whole time.
Yeah. Some sort of poisoned coin.
Yeah.
It's the worst kind of chocolate coin you can receive.
So Legion's like, you got to help me. Now, come on. So Nightcrawler assembles a team that's going to go out and resolve this problem that Legion has. He goes, of course, and pulls characters that were in Way of X #1.
Yeah.
Yes. Pixie, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We also referenced the Lost character.
Oh, yeah. Yes. The tall one.
The tall one who makes everybody throw up.
Yep. And that, like, it clearly has, like, some sort of role to play. There's some sort of weird beastie thing there when they're there. Mm.
Yep. What they wind up finding is basically an Orcus installation.
Yes.
That had been destroyed. And what ends up happening is they find out that the Orcus organization exhumed Legion.
See, I wasn't 100% on that because, like, Legion's not 100% on it either. He's like, I don't know how I got here.
Right.
But it's just my brain.
But they took his brain and they plugged it in and they've been using it
to, like, run simulations on how to take down Krakoa.
Yes.
Like, they're using it like a supercomputer.
Exactly. And so we see some cool, like, big splashes that also show us futures that we've seen from powers. Like, we see that, like, they deal with, there's characters and I think robots show up.
I thought it was just random, like, stuff from his past kind of mixed in, or, like, horrible, monstrous versions of, like...
Yeah, that's true.
Characters he knows.
Well, because they're using David's brain and it, like, goes into their brain and it shows those things. And yeah, so they have to, like, fight through the simulation to get... Yeah,
Pixie and Nightcrawler go in while they bring Dr. Nemesis to, like, monitor his head.
Yes.
Or his brain to make sure he doesn't fry them, because, like, clearly there's, like,
because it's gonna overload.
There's a whole bunch of skeletons around them, and they're like, yeah, the first, like, discharge from his brain killed all of them, and it's, like, charging up for another one, and that who knows what level that could reach.
Exactly. So basically Legion is like, you gotta kill me. That's what I'm asking for, is for you to kill the brain.
A favor for a favor.
Exactly.
I took this coin out of your head. Now you
gotta kill me.
Yeah.
And Nemesis is like, sweet, I can't wait. This is gonna be awesome. And Nightcrawler is like, no, I'll do it. Nightcrawler is willing to commit the greatest sin of his former religion. So he executes David.
Yeah, but he's like, honestly, yes, I'm ending his life, but I'm actually offering him new life. I'm offering creation.
Yes.
And so it's not a sin anymore.
Right. Well,
and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, because he says he's about to say a prayer, and then he says, you know what, never mind. And then executes the brain. And we go to Krakoa, which the death of him and the resurrection of his body causes like everyone on Krakoa to freak out.
Yep.
And then Xavier realizes, like, oh.
Yeah, the 5 just do it. They don't even know what they're doing.
They don't even know what they're doing. They just do it.
Xavier's not in control of this.
No. And Xavier finally, he arrives and he's like, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not going to. No, it's better if we don't. I'm sorry. I know this is like monstrous to do, but I'm not going to put his consciousness in. Forget it.
Because he's also like, I'm not sure what'll happen. But like, he makes a lot of bullshit Professor X excuses. But the reality is like, it would be really complicated if I bring back Legion. And Legion's like, that's okay. I'll bring myself back.
Yeah.
And so he dumps himself into himself, which throws things off considerably. So he gives himself some pants. He lectures Xavier and Magneto. He's like, you guys have to go to your Hellfire Gala. Everybody's got to put on their silly little costumes. I'll see you later. I'm not going to be in that. I'm doing other things.
I'm not going to that.
And he also
he's like, I don't trust you, and I don't trust you to Magneto and Xavier. Like both of them is like, nope. He's like, I trust this guy.
Yeah,
because this guy doesn't. He's questioning things.
Right. He asks questions. He's not blindly going into this.
Yeah. So he's like, Nightcrawler and we're
gonna figure this out.
Oh, he also takes on the name Legion because like Xavier does call him David,
and he's like, no, don't
because
call me
Nightcrawler calls him
Legion, and he says, don't call me that.
Yeah, and he's like, listen, like, do you know what a Nightcrawler actually is? And he explains to him that it's like this gross blue worm. And he's like, they used to call me that, and so I took it.
And I owned it.
And now I am Nightcrawler, and what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Like, now it's not that anymore. And so he's like, I am.
Now that he's reborn, he's
like, I am Legion.
He takes it. And also reveals he's not the Patchwork Man.
Yeah, because they're like, it must be him. Like, Xavier's like, weird stuff happening, Omega level mutant power, it's got to be Legion.
Right.
Stop him.
Thought it was you.
Yeah.
And Legion's like, and Nightcrawler's like, so you're not the Patchwork Man? And he's like, no. And he goes, do you know who it is? And he's like, oh yeah, I do. And the reveal is that the Patchwork Man is friggin' Onslaught. And that's why Legion doesn't trust Xavier and Magneto. Not just the unresolved father issues, but also because you two are responsible for the formation of like one of the greatest evils in mutant kind.
Yep.
That Onslaught is real and exists here.
Which I love the reveal, because the reveal isn't seeing the character. The reveal is like a
storm cloud,
a stormy, cloudy sky. It just says it's Onslaught as all of like Krakoa is heading off in their like
big stupid party.
Yeah,
and the clouds are in the shape of Onslaught's helmet.
Yeah,
I'm like, Onslaught. Yes, are you serious? How did you feel about this? Because I read it first and I was like, Tiffany, oh my god. Oh my god.
And then I spent most of the book trying to figure out like who it could be.
You're like, oh my god, why would Sal care?
No, I was like, well, wait, no, could it be? No.
Yep.
No. Because initially, here's what I thought initially. Like when you said that, I'm reading through it, I was like, oh, is it Xavier? And I'm like, when it was at the end, I was like, kind of.
Yep. Yep. Onslaught. Yes.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Did I think of that? No. Have I thought about this once? The idea that Onslaught could technically doppel himself into a body? That Onslaught might have already done it? That Xavier might have done that first? And nobody knows?
Yeah.
You kidding me? Yes! Great idea! Onward! Like, do it! Onslaught. Make him the bad guy. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, here's the thing.
Maybe it ain't Apocalypse that'll be the big bad. Maybe it'll be Onslaught versus Apocalypse.
Who knows?
Because Wave X is a big, important book.
I know it is. It is. I think the Onslaught thing is going to tie more into the potential future for Magneto.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe Magneto kills Legion. But
listen, the fact is, like, we're ticking off a lot of boxes for a lot of classic
X-Men
staples.
Yes.
In a way that it feels natural.
Yeah.
And it still feels like reveals.
Yep. Yeah, it does. Yeah, we're still getting like curtains rolled back. It doesn't feel like it's like lame or unearned.
Yeah, which is fun because, like I said, you're never going to get this again. You don't get this opportunity to have characters who would normally not work together or be on an island together or live together or be working towards something together and to write stories about that and still have villains. Like,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grayson Red, love you bastards. Can't wait for Hellfire Gala. Just here to support the new channel. Thank you very much. And hopefully you're enjoying the show too. But thank you, man. Girk Pectus, Tiff, are you still reading Danny Ketch Ghost Rider? Have you read Typhoid Mary from Marvel Comics Presents? Great concept, stupid execution. Ghost Rider can't decide whether he should kill her or save her because she's half innocent.
Well, that sounds exactly like Danny. I dive into Danny sometimes if you're talking about some of the old runs. Like, so I'll just pick up some stuff here and there. But it's more for fun than for anything else.
Yeah.
It's actually like just something I'm like, ha ha ha.
So we'll also talk about the trailer we saw.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that yet.
No, and then we'll get recommendations. But we saw the trailer for Eternals. They call it a teaser. There's no way. It's actually a trailer.
It was 2 minutes. I'm like, this is a trailer.
This is a trailer.
Don't lie to me.
I saw, what was it? Mr. Sunday asked. He was like, "What's your opinion about this?" And I was like, "Oh, I understood the idea and the tone until the stinger. Seeing it again, I kind of liked the stinger more than I did when I first saw it.
I think the stinger was really, really smart because I think that was a way to be like,
don't worry.
This will feel like it fits in the Marvel Universe set of movies.
Yeah, because the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds, it does not feel like a Marvel movie, which I think is intentional, and that's cool. I'm glad. I want it to feel like something else because A, it's Eternals, so if it fails, you're going to forget about it. And B, it's like, if you're going to do the Marvel's Prometheus, you might as well like go for it.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a director who I think won an Academy Award and also has, a very specific style and they want to tell this story. If you're going to tell Chariots of the Gods, go for it.
No.
So, yeah.
I was already down for this because I would like to see this very much succeed. I think it would shock a lot of people to go and see this movie and to really enjoy it.
Yes.
And that's what I hope from it.
Yeah.
I'm not going in with super crazy expectations of that happening.
No.
But it's just, I don't know, like seeing them in costume, seeing them like chatting and like just saying even little snippets of dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm so in.
Yeah.
I'm so in. I like Cersei in it quite a bit. I was like, yay.
Yeah.
Just a different kind of take on the character. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to tell.
Right.
Like it would be so easy in a teaser for this movie, for a movie that of characters who will literally be like a group chat with some of our friends and someone was like, okay, like
this literally happened today.
Like I've seen some stuff about like some of the Marvel movies, blah, 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 but what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You're not supposed to know what this is.
Like, it's okay. But how easy would it have been for them to immediately tease Thanos?
Right.
Because of their connection.
Because there is a connection and I hope they lean into it because like,
I mean, I do and I don't, but I love the idea that they're like, no. I want you to enjoy these characters for who they are first.
Yes. Right.
And not just be like, hey, remember Thanos? Let's learn some more.
But I like the idea of being like, Thanos isn't just some random alien. Like there is something about him that matters and is part of this. And that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
So I hope it succeeds.
Yeah, me too. I really do. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
But again, with like not super extreme expectations because I honestly don't know what they're going to pull from.
No.
So,
well, because Sprite's in it, I have to assume Gaiman's.
Could be.
So let's recommend some books that are coming out this week we think you should pick up. Okay. Tiffany, take it away.
Yeah, X-Men 20's coming out.
Finally.
Dude, you got to see
you
gotta see this cover. Cover's just Nimrod.
Finally.
And the little like stinger for it on the site that we look at, it just says all caps system online, .. processing. I'm like, uh-oh.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
Great.
This was going to be written by Hickman with art by Francesco Mobili.
Nice.
In the same like
world
breath and vein, New Mutants number 18 is coming out. This should be either depending on how they're going to tie into Hellfire Gala, this could just be like a little one shot, or could be starting something new, since we just kind of finished up part of that kid going into Otherworld, but we're still dealing with the Shadow King. So
yes,
see where this goes.
Right.
See where this goes. It's written by Vida Ayala with art by Rod Rice.
Good.
This book just looks so good.
Such a good looking book.
Such a good looking book. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Miracle, The Source of Freedom #1. Remember Mr. Miracle from Future State? Shiloh. We're getting a book about Shiloh written by Brandon Easton with art by Fico Osio.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
This is a recommendation from Sal and I, but Strange Adventures #10 is coming out. That's kind of
if you haven't already been reading it, don't read it here.
Nope,
Start at 1.
This is you can't read
and
this now.
This one apparently, they're big changes.
It
big things
we
happening.
Got 3 issues left, and I mean it's not like big things haven't been happening.
3 issues including this.
Yeah, it's 10, 11, 12. That's it.
Yeah.
Written by Tom King, with art by Mitch Gerrage and Evan Shaner.
It's one of the best DC books.
It's so good. It's so ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to Something Is Killing the Children is coming out for my sick fans. Number 16 is coming out. So written by James Tynion IV with art by Werther Del Edera.
Beta Ray Bill #3, obviously. Thank you very much to Daniel Warren Johnson, who is the writer and artist on this book, with color by Mike Spicer. Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Daniel Warren Johnson for coming on the show to hawk the book.
Yeah.
I asked him to come on because I love this series and he's great. So pick up Beta Ray Bill 1, 2, and 3 out of 5. Check it out. It's totally worth picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Man #2 comes out this Wednesday from Valiant. It is the best book Valiant's put out in years. You should be reading this series if you like horror, if you like macabre, this issue in particular, if you like horror movies about like drifters that are picked up by families who are going to murder that family, who are then ripped apart by that family, like you got to read Shadow Man #2. It's solid. Cullen Bunn, John Davis Hunt, read this book. It's great.
Agreed.
Detective Comics 1036 from Miriko Tamaki with art by Clayton Henry is also coming out. I really enjoyed this series. Huntress is going to be in it. Yay.
And he might even know who she is.
Yeah, man. Reading a Batman book.
Yeah.
That was 5 volumes while you guys were shooting your back issues. And there is a character, and Huntress shows up in it. And I hope you get to be on this episode because, like, she is done dirty in this book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
TMNT, The Last Ronin #3 from Tom Waltz, Peter Laird, and Kevin Eastman, and Ben Bishop is coming out. 3rd issue in, I don't know how many issues of this series they're going to be, but it's Dark Knight Returns for the Ninja Turtles. This cover is dope. You're going to see the death of Leonardo and Casey Jones, my assumption is there. It's a great series, crazy oversized, weird book, but I'm excited to pick it up.
Good.
Batman Superman 18 from Gene Lewin Yang with art by Ivan Rice. Best Batman Superman book in years. And not to diss Josh Williamson, I loved what he was doing, but it was part of this thing. This is something else. Something else to the nth degree. It's doing this beautiful marriage of art and writing. Yang has become like a powerhouse. Like they're good stuff.
He's writing Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I know.
I just put that together.
Yeah. Robin #2 from Josh Williamson and Gleb Melenkov. It's coming out. We're going to find out who Flatline is and what her deal is. New character. It's Mortal Kombat in the DC universe with Robin in it. It's a fun series.
But he's dead.
Oh, what? In the Lazarus arena? Mm-hmm. And of course, Beta Ray Bill and the Other History of the DC Universe #4 is coming out.
I didn't realize there was a 4th one. I don't know why I thought it was 3. Probably because it's Black Label, and Black Label tends to be 3
Normally
issues,
3.
And then if they're oversized.
Yes.
When they're the smaller ones, it can go
it
on
can
a
vary.
little longer. But when they're the oversized, I was like, oh, it's 3 issues.
Yeah.
When you're like, we got to pick up the 4th one. I'm like, of what?
Yeah. This is written by John Ridley with art by Giuseppe Camuncoli. I don't like Camuncoli's art. I love it in this.
Interesting.
He's approximating other people's art, so it's fine. Okay. But yeah, good stuff. So tons of books to come that are coming out this upcoming week. Tomorrow, a lot of books coming out. Wednesday, Marvel books coming out, and of course, Valiant and other publishers, Boom and Image and so forth. So check those out. Don't forget to like this video because it helps us out and it helps us grow. Subscribe to the channel for more. Make sure you catch more here from ComicPop Returns. And of course, if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe to ComicPop Prime over at youtube.com/ComicPop to catch back issues and maybe more. It depends. There's a little channel update video that talks about this secret channel, more or less, which is no longer a secret anymore.
I was going to say shh, but don't shh.
Don't shush. No. The opposite of shush. Yell. But we want to thank all our super chatters for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah.
We want to thank Daniel Warren Johnson for coming on today and being here with us.
Yeah.
And sharing his insight.
And thanks for you guys for making the move over here.
Yes.
It's not an easy thing for to try to orchestrate this, but y'all did it. You got over here, and I honestly appreciate it.
Yeah, I really agree.
Yeah.
No, not only that, but these are we are getting the same numbers on this live episode than we normally did. Actually, a little better than we normally did on Comic Pop Prime when Off the Rack went live, which means if as long as this is indicative of the future, that this was a success.
Yeah,
that we did it.
Thank you so much for supporting this endeavor and being so understanding of why it had to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not trying to milk the cow from both ends or whatever. We're just trying to make sure that everybody gets the shows they want to watch, and we want to make sure we can still produce, because that's the thing at the end of the day. And what I didn't really get a chance to say in the little update video on Comic Pop Prime, I love making these videos. I love being creative and whipping up new stuff. I love working with you and being collaborative and we didn't make Comic Pop Kitchen because we were trying to catch on a trend of cooking videos. We did because you were passionate about that idea.
Yeah.
And I loved the idea, and we executed it. We didn't make Secret Wars TLDR because we thought it would catch. We did it because that was a really cool and rad idea. It was super successful during that time. YouTube allowed us to be successful back then. All these different shows we made.
Yep.
Are made from a desire to create. And if this is where we have to do it,
we're happy to do it. We're happy to be here.
And we're lucky to be able to do it thanks to you.
Yes. And for those asking about the original channel for Comic Pop itself, Comic Pop Prime, as Sal has been calling it.
Yep. Not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. All of the old episodes of these shows
Still
will be
there.
over there. Anything before we launch that channel will still live over there.
Yep.
And what you'll find over there is going to be back issues.
Yes. Back issues is going to be the main focus of Comic Pop Prime. You will also get channel updates over there. We're still going to use the community tab, and we're still going to promote from there.
Yeah.
But that's going to be where the main show is. But all the old shows that were on Comic Pop Prime, they are still there. They are in playlists. They are still available, and we're not going to migrate them over to this channel.
No.
This is just where the new stuff is for those shows. Off the Rack, Elseworlds Exchange, and maybe The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We're not sure. We're still deciding whether or not that's going to be here or there, because YouTube prefers content that is similar in length and in view time. If GBU, without being, dragged down by YouTube's weird algorithm, succeeded over there, because I remember when the first episode launched, it got 24,000 views in the first week. The first GBU did back issues numbers. So I'm thinking maybe it is a back issues equivalent, but just because of the algorithm, it wasn't allowed to grow. I don't know.
I don't know.
I doubt it. So it's probably going to come over here. And if it does, it's going to through a rebrand. GBU is going to change.
Oh.
I'm dropping the name. We're changing the name. And we're changing the stipulations.
Oh. It's
going to be the same show you love, but a little different.
Somebody had a comment and made me giggle so much. It just says, y'all make my heart fart.
I've never heard that before in my life.
I just love that.
And I've said, I've used that word in 1,000 different contexts.
I was going to say, in this episode, you said we're not trying to milk the cow from both ends, which I'm still trying to figure out.
I think that's an expression. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here, for supporting us, and for all of your support and help and love. We do appreciate it. We love you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time with another episode, of course, on Elseworlds Exchange. That'll be happening on Friday.
Yes.
And on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Tiffany's streaming on twitch.tv/ComicPop. So make sure to follow over on twitch.tv/ComicPop for more Twitch streams. What are you playing? Do you know yet?
No.
Okay. But I know that you will be playing.
I will be playing something. I won't be making pizzas because I threw them all on the ground.
That's great.
I didn't mean to, but I still, hey, I served those pizzas to customers and they still gave me 4 stars.
Wow.
The pizza was face down on the floor. They're like, I'm dying of hunger.
I know a few pizzerias where that would probably be the case. By the way, Nerd King 101 says, so Sal, I saw a 4-minute video. I saw a 4-minute discussion YouTube video on Ms. Marvel video as an ad on the channel while loading the stream. So YouTube still sucks. Congratulations on CPR being fully live. Hype for more. Thanks.
Wow. We have zero control over what ads play, by the way. We can only say like we would like to have ads.
Yes. And if we like pick and choose, then YouTube messes with us more. So my guess is my support or my suggestion, skip it.
It's okay.
And Mal Ice with a big bad support. Thank you so much, Mal.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your support.
It's right here.
What?
I'm trying to grab it.
Oh, do you like the bubble? I like the bubble. I thought because we're more bubbles.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, thank you all so much. We'll see you guys next time. That's it.
That's all we got.
Yeah. Oh, next week's Off the Rack, we're doing a giveaway.
Cool.
Getting a free comic book, rare comic book. So.
There's when a certain back issue that comes out,
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to do a big bad giveaway.
Ooh,
from out
sounds
of my
like a
own
great
pocket.
idea. Okay, all right.
Probably on this show.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
good to me.
You got to be on the lookout for that one too.
Yeah.
So I won't do it next week
Okay.
unless you want me to.
I don't know how long it's gonna take me to cut that episode,
Okay, so we'll wait.
so we'll see.
Yeah.
But depends. Anyway, so long, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Bye.